Hey y'all, long time no see. This is a very long awaited video. This is my May and June reads from 2025. Even though it's almost August, and I'll make a July video also after this week. So here is all of the physical books that I read in those 2 months. So yeah, I have my little notes of everything because we all know I can't stay focused long enough to just run through it and actually remember everything. So, without further ado, May, I actually don't have all of them with me because some of them were on my Kindle or audiobooks. So, just this first one was an Elsie Silver book. It was Off to the Races, which I gave it a 4 stars, and it's kind of small town cowboy enemies to lovers. I loved it. I loved the audiobook. It was actually free on Spotify Premium for me. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm still trying to collect all of my Elsie Silver books. There's actually another one in this stack. So, kind of put myself on a little bit of a book buying ban right now because I need to save money. So, unless it's something I've already pre ordered, I'm probably not going to buy it for myself for a while. However, someone else wants to be generous and buy it, the link to my wish list is in my Instagram bio. You obviously don't have to, but if you just want to support my love of reading and want me to talk about more books, there's a way you can support me. Okay, so then I've been rereading Legacy of Gods to like re-rank everybody. So, God of Ruin. The first time I read this, I loved it. I loved it the second time too. I gave it 5 stars. However, as much as I love it, Landon has moved into last place for me of all of them. And I don't hate him, but he's just a little, I don't know, just not it for me. Not the kind of psychotic I want to read about, I guess you could say. So, yes, Landon's in last place, which we'll get to the rest in a second. Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. I've been rereading my Nicholas Sparks books, and this is actually the biggest part of my book collection is my Nicholas Sparks books, and I'm still trying to complete it also. So again, if you would like to support me, all of the ones I'm missing are on my wish list. So yes, if you haven't read that one, it is such a good comfort read, and I always watch the movie after I read it. Now, God of Fury by Rena Kent, 5 stars. Nikolai is currently number 1, and I actually love this one so much that I actually didn't know there were audiobooks for this series on Audible until after I finished my rereads of all of them. So then I went back, and this is the one I chose to listen to first, and I do not regret it. So 5 stars, as always. Nico is in first place. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I think I rated this 3 stars. I did. I rated it 3 stars. Listen, I didn't hate it. I actually really loved it for getting into summer. It was like good summer vibes, which I guess means Summer of Broken Rules. It was very sad also. There's a lot of grief and healing that goes on in this book, which I've been going through some personal things in my life where this one kind of hit hard for me. So I really enjoyed it. I read part of it through audiobook, part of it physical book, just because I had a lot going on that week that I read it. So, yeah. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I gave it 5 stars, but I don't fully remember it because I think I read it in like a day. So I'll eventually reread it because I do want to read like chronologically, I guess you could say, but I'm probably going to wait until after this year because I have the 4th one of this series already pre-ordered, so I know I'll be getting it. So there's that one. And then I had a lot from my May TBR that rolled over into my physical TBR, and some of those I still have not gotten to because, life's crazy. So, moving on to June reads. Um, the first one I actually read on Galtea because I needed a break from big physical books. And it was called Three's the Perfect Number. And it was brother's best friend, except was twins. So that I read through that one honestly pretty quickly. The grammar on Galtea always throws me off. It's just like Wattpad. It always throws me off. But the plot itself was really good. There is a second and a third book, and I started the second one, but I DNF'd it after like 10 chapters, and I kind of just decided it got a little too crazy for me. And honestly, the first book, it's all I needed, kind of got me out of a little bit of the slump I was in. And I moved on to God of War by Rena Kent. 5 stars, as always. And I forgot how I did my ranking. Oh, yes. Eli moved into first place. And, okay, Eli gets a lot of hate that I don't think is very warranted, okay? Yes, he is literally insane, crazy, shoves drugs down her throat. However, it is to keep her from losing her sanity. And the one thing she always hated was being in a mental hospital. And he tried so hard to keep her from that to the point, like, he literally had no choice to. And I know that absolutely broke him. And I ended up going back and listening to the audiobook of this one after I did God of Fury. And I cried in both of them so much. It was very hard to pick between the two which one was going to be my number one because I love them both so much, but I love them for different reasons. And this one just kind of like visiting her while she's there and she's asleep and reading to her so he can still be with her but not trigger her, like that freaking did it for me. So Eli, you are number one. So my final ranking for Legacy of Gods is, in sixth place was Landon. Fifth was Killian. Fourth was Creighton. Oh, never mind. Did I write this in order? Yes, I did. Okay. Fourth was Creighton. Third was Jeremy. Second was Nico. And then first was Eli. And then lastly, for my June reads, because June was a very slow month, Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Lori Gilmore. I love this series. It's very cute. This was a very quick read. However, because I read it a little bit faster than I probably should have, I don't remember it. I literally do not remember one thing from this book. So, however, I do love the others and love them for the seasons that are coming up, fall and Christmas. So, I will probably reread this after I reread those because I'm a very, like, when it gets to the fall and Christmas seasons, I will read literally anything to do with those. Which, if you saw my book of the month video of books I have not read yet that I got from book of the month, I have a lot of books I could read for fall. However, I also get married in October. So that kind of throws off my reading time I would normally have. So yeah. And then some books that did not get read in those 2 months that moved on to my TBR, and some of them I did read in July. Some of them I still don't have not gotten to. Is like The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. I did end up reading it. Everything Here is Beautiful by Mira T. Lee. I did end up reading it. And then I'm in the middle of Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. And then I had some of my Kindle I needed to read that I just have not gotten to yet. So my TBR is pretty lengthy at the moment for what I said I was going to read and I need to get to. So I don't really want to add to that right now. But I'll talk more about that in another video. And yeah, maybe we can, redo my TBR after I finish that list. It's only like 7 books, so maybe we'll get to it soon. We'll see though. So yeah, hopefully I'm filming this on Monday, July 28th, and the goal is to have it up on Wednesday, on July 30th. So I think it's the right day. Yeah, 30th. So hopefully this will be up then, and I will talk to you guys soon. If you like this video, go like it, go subscribe. If you have any suggestions for doing better with filming, I've said this in all of my other videos. I am in no way a professional at this. I simply do this because it's fun and I enjoy talking about books. So I don't have professional equipment. So if you have any kinds of suggestions for what I could do, please be nice about it in the comments. Don't be rude. I'm trying my best, as we all are. So, yeah, I hope you all have a great week.